Hey guys, so today I'm going to finish up my power system on my Honda Element camper build, and I got a couple things. I got a bigger inverter. This is a 2000 watt Ampeak pure sine wave inverter, and I got a big 200 watt solar panel. This is an Allpowers flexible solar panel. So we're going to try to install that on my system and finish it up. Okay, so if you remember my system, it's this really compact system that the chair will fold down easily, and there's still some storage here. And I have this 400 watt inverter right there, and I just decided, even though I love the size and how compact this system is, I just need a bigger inverter because I want to run power tools on occasion, and I don't know if that's going to be enough for the power tools I'm going to run. So I got this 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter. This one's a pure sine wave. That one is not. So the pure sine wave will work better with power tools and microwaves and things like that. Okay, so let's take a look at what's in the box. All right, manual. It comes with cables, so that's good because these cables, they're not cheap. Not cheap at all. It looks like it even comes with a wrench to tighten up your cables. Okay, 3 outlets, 1 DC port, which is nice, and on-off button, and USBs, and there's a controller. I don't have the controller option, but there is a remote controller option. And this side is the ventilation and the power line ports. There's also a display, and I'm a sucker for bright colors, so I think this orange looks good. It's gonna fit right in with all the colors of my system. Of course, my system is not going to be as compact anymore with the bigger inverter, so I do need to rearrange things a little bit. I'm going to put this inverter here. I'm going to remove this one, of course. I'm going to need to move my charger. This is it's a DC to DC charger, and it's a solar charger all in one. All right, so I removed the 2 devices, and I'm going to need to remove this wall so I could put in the inverter. All right, I want to put this inverter right here, and that should fit great. All right, I'm going to take off those covers, and I'm going to use that cable that they gave me, and it's actually going to be the perfect length. Not too long and not too short. All right, so that's the way it's going to look in the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a block of wood to stop it right here so it doesn't stress the line or anything like that, so it'll stop. So that looks like it should fit pretty nicely, and I'll put that wall back in. Okay, so there's that block of wood that's gonna hold this in. It's not going anywhere. It's not going left or right or anything like that. So let's hook up the charger. All right, there's the solar charger. Now I'm gonna need to put up the wall, the little barrier, but I need to cut a notch so that it goes over this so that I can get to my plugs and there's ventilation here. All right, so I cut this bigger piece so that it'll expose that slot. So now it should fit in nicely. We'll screw in that wall. All right, so those are drilled in. So now I'm just gonna have to plug everything in, and then we'll install the solar panel. Okay, now this is a brand new inverter. It's never been charged, so I'm pretty sure it won't spark. But if you do have an older inverter that does the capacitors have a charge, you might want to discharge it first. But let's see. Oh, I was wrong. There was a little bit of... All right, so I got some resistors to discharge the battery or discharge the capacitors. So now once you do that, it shouldn't spark. All right. I'll put the caps on. Okay, plug these things back in. Okay, that's my system beeping, saying on. I should have plugged in the battery first before I plugged in that DC charge, but too late now. Okay, so now this last plug goes to the solar panel. All right, so now that everything's powered up, I could run my power tools. Let's give it a shot. All right, all set. So now I'm going to install the solar panels. All right, let's see what's in the box. All right, so here's this flexible solar panel. You can see it's not very thick at all, and it's got these mounting grooves, slots, and you can see it's flexible. So if your roof is not completely flat, that'll be very handy. If you could put it on some adhesives. It uses the solar jacks, but I saw a bag. It looks like there's some adapters. So this port is the one that you often plug into power stations right there from the solar jacks. And it looks like it's got some straps. Oh, this is great. I'm gonna need these straps. I was thinking about using these stainless steel ties, but I didn't know it came with these. So this is probably going to be much more durable and flexible. Probably stronger too than these stainless steel ties. So let's put it up on my roof and see what it looks like. Okay, so because it's flexible, even though there are lumps and things like that that's inconsistent in my roof rack, I should still be able to mount this up pretty easily. Maybe just using those straps, things should be all right. All right, so you could see, even though there's these mounting brackets that I have that makes things uneven, the flex of the solar panel makes it nice and easy. You can see there. Same thing on the other side. I'll just kind of lift it up and go over it just a little bit, just like this side. So first I'm going to use the straps it comes with. These right here. And I'm going to strap it down over here. All right, so I got that strap in. That's the way it looks on this side. Let's get the straps in all the sides. All right, so all those straps are in. See it? It seems quite stable. It's amazing when they're all working together. It's very stable. That's the way it's going to look inside my rack. And this, you actually can put some weight on it. How much? I don't know. And I don't think any manufacturer is going to rate how much weight you could put on it. But this is a very durable surface. And for the most part, I'm not going to have things in the rack. I only have big items, long items or something like that, like fishing rods, and they're not heavy at all. So that's not an issue for me. Right. So I figure I might as well add these stainless steel ties too, since I bought them, just as an extra level of security. If anything starts to get loose, this will be another layer of protection. You can see it's rated to 115 pounds each. So if I put on 8, that should be pretty strong. All right, so I got those metal ties in. I really don't think they're necessary, and I didn't strap them super tight because I wanted to see if this fails. So if it fails, this will be a auxiliary type strap, but really this is the main thing. So I just kind of want to see if it holds. And again, I'm sure it will. It feels pretty strong. All right, after I installed the solar panel, a little bit of a hiccup. You see my solar charge controller? It says make sure the open circuit is lower than 26 volts. Well, I measured the open circuit voltage of these panels and it's 34 volts. So these big 200-watt panels, even though they fit and look great, are a little too high voltage for my charge controller. So either I could get a new charge controller or I could swap out panels. So I think for now I'm just going to swap out panels. And it's a shame because I think they fit really well and 200 watts is great. Of course, I could buy another solar charger, one that could handle 36 plus volts, but I kind of like this one, and I really like how compact it is. And with the size of this battery, I've decided that I may not even need 200 watts. I have this BougeRV solar panel right here, which is 100 watts. I did a review on it up there if you want to see it, but it's basically the same type of material, but it's smaller and it's 100 watts. And this has an output voltage of 19.8, which is going to be fine. And what I'm going to do is we're going to take a little sidetrack build adventure back to my Sienna. And we're going to move this solar panel to my Sienna there, which only has 100 watts on it, which I've been itching to do for a while anyway. All right, so the MPPT on my Sienna is definitely capable of handling up to 100 volts, I think it is. So this one is able to take the 200-watt solar panel, and the nice thing is it's already wired up, so all I have to do is plug it in and I'm good to go. So I'm going to quickly set up this one and then go back to my element build. But look at how well this thing fits. So I could just remove that old solar panel and this fits perfectly. Okay, same thing I did for the 200-watt solar panels. I hooked up these 100-watt solar panels, but we'll give it a shot. So now let's route the wire into the car. Right, so in the back of the element, there is this this port right here where this light is connected to, and it comes out and into the car here. And I could try to rig something up to connect to it, but I just don't know if there's enough room in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the line through here and around here and just have a wire dangling, come in through here, and then from there I could go inside and access my box. Let's see how that turns out. Okay, so the idea is that I would have the line running down like that. Come down and come in through here. That shouldn't be too bad. Just a little bit of wire exposed. Okay, so what I plan to do is I plan to put the wire through this right here. And then we'll drill a hole through this and we'll put some silicone to seal it up a little bit, but it'll go through right there. Alright, so now I need to take off this panel right here so I could get to the wire around there, and it should give me a straight shot over there. Alright, so I got this cracked open and there's the wire access I need, so I don't need to take it all out. I'll just fish it through and then come out here. Alright, so let's drill a hole through this guy. Okay, so let's route the wire through that. Okay. Alright, so I stuck a coat hanger and it's coming out right here. A little bit of tape. you can see that wire is now pulled through. So let's clean everything up, because now we have wire access. Put everything back. Okay, before I seal everything up, I'm going to put on some silicone on here. All right, that should be good enough. Let's put everything back. All right, so now I got to put it on this port, and it's just so I can plug it into my solar panel input. All right, I got that in, and if you're wondering how to do that, if you look at the first video when I first set up the initial system, I'll show you how to do all that. But now let's hook up the top. I have the solar connectors, and I put it onto those wires that went into the car. Now we could connect it into the panels up here and clean up the wiring. Right. So I got the wires cleaned up. See, the routing goes from there to here, and I have some zip ties and some Velcro to hold it in. That's the way it looks. All right, the last steps is to plug everything back in. This is my car battery. Okay, this is the alternator control, and this is the solar panel that we just routed today. Okay, get everything in neatly, and let's take a look. And you could see now that the solar panel is plugged in, you could see it flashing the charging sign for the solar panels. So, and the light for solar charging is on. That's perfect. So you could see my new system. It's just a little bit longer because I got a bigger inverter, and I moved the DC to DC and solar charger right there. But still, it's you know, it's probably this much bigger, but a lot more powerful. Plus, I got my solar panels. It's nice and stealth. No one even knows it's there. My Sienna was the beneficiary of the 200-watt Allpowers solar panels not fitting the element. And of course, my DC power system still works. There's the cigarette lighter. I got the USB ports in addition to voltage display. You got my inverter. You could hear it turning on. See, there's also a display on the inverter. Battery's charging. All right, perfect. All right, again, the key to this system and the reason why I made it the shape it is that I wanted to be able to pull this chair down and everything lays flat. And in the future, I would make a bed out of this area right here. So this compact power system fits great, and it's pretty powerful.